Alright, gonna do a little more work on the display sled here. There's not much more to do to it. It's all nailed and glued together, and I filled the holes in here, but not gonna be much, you know. And then once I sand all that down, I'm gonna come over and we'll try to finish this up. I think I'm going to epoxy a bleeder in the top of that, and that should take care of that leak. I had two of these and cleaned them up and everything, and we ended up breaking one of them. It's a shame because the one I broke was the better of the two. But and these are vintage too. These things are from the 30s or so. But anyway, I'm going to fix that radiator, and then maybe we'll try and straighten the fins and do a little bit of that. But like I say, it's not going to be much. But we're still going to try to give you the best, most entertaining, informative 15 minutes on the YouTube TV. So let me get your tripod for you and put yours up there, alright? Alright. Alright. Let's unclamp this here. Alright, you're still in frame there. Let me get back here, there you go. Put these on the ground. Oh! Sorry about that, I didn't mean to hit you guys. I gotta make sure you're in frame, okay. Alright. Alright, before I start, I'll show you what I glued it with, because I know I'm going to get questions about that. That's Type Bond Premium Wood Glue, interior, exterior. It's good stuff. It's good stuff, I like it. But any good wood glue, interior or exterior, I always go with exterior. But I'll leave a link for you there. And then I know they're going to ask me what kind of putty I use, so this Elmer's glue. It's cheap stuff, real cheap stuff, but it's I've found that it's come closest to the color of white pine, and even they changed it a little bit. Here's a new one. This one here is almost empty. I've used it so long, but this one here, it actually changes color. If you look at it, it looks like it's pink. And then when it turns the color of the wood and everything, that means it's dry. Pretty cool. That's good stuff. And then we're going to urethane it. For urethane, I use this clear Helmsman from Men's Wax. It's good stuff. Alright. I'll leave a link in the description, all of this stuff. And everybody wonders why I keep putting links and stuff, because it saves me hours and hours of typing. You know, I after a video I must get sometimes up to 100 questions. Where'd you get this? You know, is this any good? Is that any good? And if I leave a link to Amazon, you get the best price, and there's reviews there, and it's just not my opinion. And it just saves me, like I say, it saves me hours of typing and reading and stuff like that. Not that I mind the questions, you know, I don't mind telling you guys what I use, but this just, if I leave a link, it just saves me hours. So there you go. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, we can sand it. Instead of sanding it by hand, I'm going to sand with this 180. This way it only takes me a couple minutes. But this stuff actually sands pretty good, really easy with by hand. But that'll save me hours if I use the DA here. You see, even by hand, stuff sands real easy. When you get done, like I said, you can't even tell where your nail holes were. When you put the urethane on, no, it pops up and you'll be able to tell, but it's not obvious. You really got to look for it. Alright, let me finish sanding this up and getting rid of some of the dirt, you know, like some of the dirt on the handles and stuff. Alright, I'm going to use one of these 25-cent throwaway brushes, and you just start slopping it on. You don't worry about runs or anything like that. And usually this first coat is going to absorb up to nothing, you know. But don't worry, like I said, don't worry about runs and drips and nothing like that. Just slop it on. When you get done this whole thing and everything, you'll have drips on the bottom here and they'll all harden up, and what you do is just cut them off with a razor blade. Like I said, this first coat is going to absorb. You're not even going to know you painted it. So let me do this up, and we'll get back to you when we're done the first coat. Alright, I got that slopped up with one coat. It only took about 15 minutes or so. Got a little brush, piece of brush here. If you see a little piece of brush, take it out. It's about 1 o'clock now in the afternoon. This will be plenty dry. I'd say probably about 8, 9 o'clock tonight. I can come back and give it another coat. So you can get 2 coats in one day. And usually 4 coats is plenty. 3 or 4 coats is plenty. But anyway, instead of cleaning the brush or throwing it out, just put it in a Ziploc bag and put it in the refrigerator. And that thing will be fresh as the morning dew. And you can keep using that till the job is over. So for 25 cents you can finish the whole job. Alright, let's see what we can do with the radiator there. Alright, before I start anything, we're going to clean it up with some lacquer thinner there. That'll get any flux or any other impurities off of there before we even sand it. Because if you don't do this and you sand it, you're just sanding the whatever's on the top there into look at that, something's on there, right? Huh? Where'd you go? Yeah, something's on there. Yeah, so if you don't clean it, then you're just sanding whatever crap is on there into the thing, and then your epoxy isn't gonna stick. Okay. All right. I was sanding with a little piece of sandpaper here, and I actually, you know, it's got little nooks and crannies here. So I took a razor blade to try and get inside them, and the razor blade's actually working better for me because it'll probably give the epoxy a little better bite, and I got better control over this. This way I don't have big scratch marks all the way up past it, you know, because where's that? You know, this little thing here isn't going to stick out, but maybe 1/8 of an inch around it. So we don't need to scratch up the whole top. All right, let me continue on here. All right, I got that all cleaned up and scratched up, and I wiped it down with lacquer thinner, and I even scratched this piece up down here. So let me mix up some epoxy, and we'll stick it in there. Alrighty. Alright, even though I wasn't able to get any sand inside there, I'm not going to be using this to hold it in place. The outside's going to hold it in place. This is just going to fill that little crack in, and everything else should hold that in place. Right. Let me fill that in again, and then we'll get back to you. Okay, I got some smeared around there, and I got some on the bottom of the thing here. Yeah, a lot of you wondering, you know, if I could ever get this out if I wanted to with all this epoxy, and the answer is yes, because I don't have any on the threads. And if I ever want to get it out, you just have to heat this up with like a little butane. See if I can turn that just a little bit so we can index this here. Okay. That way when it's off it looks pretty cool. Looks like a T. Alright, let me clean that mess up around there and try and make it look good. And then it should be good. Alright, that's hardening. While it's hardening, I got some of this brass I had on the shelf there, and I started dicking around with it here and cleaning it up. And it's actually coming up pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to do the bottom or not, because you really can't see the bottom, but the top is definitely going to be seen. You can see when it turns black like that, you know, it's getting all that oxidation off. But anyway, I was doing it by hand, and it was coming out nice. And then I figured, well, what the hell? Let's put a buffing wheel on there, see what it does. Yeah, I don't know what it looks like on the camera there, but it even feels smooth compared to everything else. You hear that, and over here you can't hear nothing. So I think it'll look okay. You know, I mean, it's going to be dents and things and imperfections, but hey, you know, what are you going to do? Alright, well, that's hardening up. I'm gonna play with the rest of this, and I'll keep doing. I'll find something to do. Alright, it's been about 11 hours now. Let's see. Yeah, just about 11 hours, and this is plenty dry. So, I mean, it's real dry, so I got the paint out. The brush, and like you say, I told you earlier, you know, this coat here pretty much gets soaked right up into the wood, so now this next coat will give you a little bit of a shine. Alright, I'll throw another coat on this, and tomorrow I can be able to give it 2 more coats and it'll be done. Alright, it didn't take very long, maybe about 10 minutes or so. But even some might soak in, but it'll flow out. And like I said, it's only 2 coats there, and tomorrow we'll put 2 more and it'll be done. Alright, see you tomorrow. Alright, well, that's drying and everything. I shined up the bottom, or that's actually the top. I got this thing upside down now. I shined up the top of this, and it's coming out pretty good. And I was just going to repaint the bottom here, because that's what it was. But I think I'm gonna shine this up too. Right? What the hell? So I got to take some of this paint off here, and it's actually coming right off with a razor blade, you know. And then I'll hit it with a buffer, and then it'll shine like a new penny. Even though nobody will see it, we'll know it's there, right? Right. All right. I cleaned that radiator up. I straightened the fins. I had to do them by hand, and they're okay. I mean, what the hell? And I polished up the brass on it, and I think it came out pretty good. Even the bottom. It's a shame because 95% of it's going to get covered. You see, you're only going to see the top, but that's fine. It turns out, you know, I used the Brasso. The Brasso worked, and even flits and stuff like that. Turns out the best thing for that was rouge and a buffing wheel. It came right up. Alright. I'm going to put the 3rd coat of this on here, and usually I don't, you see how rough it is? You know, that's because I don't sand it, which is okay, because with 4 coats on it, it usually covers that. But I think I'm going to sand it just for fun, just to see what it looks like, and try and get a high gloss. But what happened here, I thought it was just like a mar in the wood, but it turns out this must have been a chalk marker or something. You know, the way they put that chalk shit on lumber sometimes. And this is still wet. So I gotta do is I gotta sand that out, so that's why I figure I might as well sand the rest of this. But it'll be okay. Alright, let me sand that down, and then we'll give it a 3rd coat. And then we should be good to go. Alright, I got yours in my left hand now, so hold on. It's going to be a little rough ride here. What I did is I just took the razor, and that actually dug out all the gummy shit. So right now it's just knocking the old titties off. That way I'll just have to scuff. I really won't have to sand it, just scuff it. It's nice and smooth now. Okay. All right. That's 3 coats, and that's plenty. That's got a deep shine to it, and you can see that reflection. Let's see. It's about 4 o'clock now, so 3:53. All right. So we'll leave this here and check it out tonight. And if it's got that kind of shine, then we'll say the hell with it. We'll leave it. We're happy with that. Like I say, we're not making furniture here. We just we put that urethane on there. It's in case you drop oil on it or something like that. It doesn't absorb into the wood, and it's easy to wipe off. Nobody looks at these carts. You know, they're all engine goofs. They're just looking at the engine. So, all right, we'll see you guys tonight. All right, it's looks like 11:18 in the evening here. This came out alright. I mean, this is it's dry and everything. It's got a nice shine to it. You can see where that's only 1 coat there because that's where that one spot was. But that would look alright. And the rest of it's got a nice shine to it. But I don't know. I'm gonna give it another coat just for fun. What the hell? I'm out here. Only takes a couple of minutes, so let me throw another coat on there and then we'll end this. Alright, that's 4 coats. Looks pretty good. And I'll check back. I'll come back in about an hour or so and see if I have any runs in there. You know, sometimes you get that, you know, from these, you know, like little nooks and crannies and everything. But right now, it's looking pretty good. Really nice shine. Like I said, I really didn't need that extra coat, but what the hell. Alright. We also got this painted up. This is our little radiator, remember? Radiator. And I straightened the fins out the best I could. You can't really tell because they're all painted black. But that's it. Polished it up. And it'll look good. I mean, you gotta remember that the engine's the star of the show, so this really doesn't have to be that great. Alright. I guess that's enough for this, huh? Alright. We'll see you later.